Hey, honey.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing, you busy?
Not too much, just catching up on some things. What's going on?
So we had a really good email newsletter that went out last week, but not everyone has subscribed. Can you kind of go over that for our friends?
Yeah, so for those that have not subscribed to our newsletter yet, you'll want to go to anteeltequila.com, sign up. It goes out about 4 times a month, and it's going to be recipes, news, how to invest, all kinds of different things, so highly recommend it.
So tell them what the newsletter was about.
So anytime that we're out and about, we always get somebody coming up and saying they're a tequila connoisseur. And when we start talking tequila, we kind of figure out they don't know a lot. So we love to educate people, and that's really what this particular newsletter was about, educating people on the tequila making process.
So we get this all the time. What is tequila made from?
Yeah, it's pretty astonishing that people don't know, but tequila is made from Blue Weber agave. To be considered tequila, it must be made from 100% Blue Weber agave. There's about 300 different species of agave throughout the world, but because of the regulations, tequila can only be made from 100% Blue Weber agave. What most people don't know is tequila is one of the most regulated spirits in the world. So it is governed by the CRT, the Regulatory Council of Tequila. Tequila can only be made, produced, bottled, distilled, all of that in Mexico. On top of that, this is where it gets kind of magical and fascinating, is it takes anywhere from 7 to 9 years to grow agave to get it to the point where you can harvest it and start the distillation process, start the whole production process. Also, with those Blue Weber agave, they can weigh up to like 300 pounds, and everything is done by hand. There are no machines that harvest them. It's all done by hand with a tool that is called a koa, and they chop the leaves off. So it goes back to the 1600s when tequila first came about.
What comes next? Cooking?
Yeah, so there's 3 ways to cook agave after it's harvested. The first one is the horno, so that's brick ovens. That goes back to the 1600s. That's where it first started, and it would cook for days, 2, 3, maybe even 4 days. Now they've streamlined that process, and now there's an autoclave. So think about, you have an oven, now you have a microwave. It still does that cooking, steam cooking, but it reduces the time tremendously. Lastly, there is the diffuser method, where they don't actually cook. They use chemicals to soften the agave to squeeze out that juice. And one of those chemicals could be, not all the times, is acid. You don't want acid in your tequila.
How do we cook our agave for Anteel Tequila?
We use a blend. So we start off in the horno most of the time for a couple hours, so that way you can soften it, you can get that smokiness of it being trapped in an oven, and then it transfers over to the autoclave where it pressure cooks it in a mass amount of time.
So we're done, right?
Not by a long shot. There's a lot to go, but we'll talk about that in the next episode.